ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नास्ता धर्मे नवसु निचये नैव कामोपभोगे, यद्भाव्यं तद्भवतु भगवन् पूर्वकर्मानुरूपम्। एतत् प्रार्थ्यं मम बहुमतं जन्म जन्मान्तरेऽपि। त्वत्पादं भोरुहयुगगता निश्चला भक्तिरस्तु। So here Kulshekhar Alwar is saying, Nasta dharme navasu nichaye naiva kamopabhoge. He's saying, Na astha. Meri utni astha nahi hai. No, I don't have any regard, special regard. For what? Dharma. Vasu nichaye and kama upabhoge. Yes. So dharma, various religious activities. Vasu nichaye, accumulating wealth. And kama upabhoga, that is sense gratification. So he's saying, I don't have much attachment for this. And then he says, very nicely, Yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanurupam. All this will come. If it has to come, all this will come based on my past karma. Now, this is very nice to speak and hear and read. But when the person actually goes through some situation in life, at that time, immediately, why? Why me? Why me? Therefore, it's very important that we understand what a pure devotee actually prays for. Because, after all, each one of us, we have to become a pure devotee. We don't have option. Yes. Because so much we speak, breaking the cycle of birth and death, going back home, back to Godhead, etc. Yes. So that is not just going to happen just like that. Attending a few classes, chanting few rounds, and then you are, okay, Bhagwan aa gaye mujhe lene ke liye. Aisa nahi hone wala. It's not going to happen. So a very, very important point is that how to become a pure devotee. And more we hear about pure devotees and their prayers to the Lord, then we can make out, okay, ye karna hai mujhe. This is what I'm supposed to do to become a pure devotee. And therefore, this point is very important. That how pure devotees take the karmic reactions of past life. When it comes in the present, in the form of various sufferings or enjoyment, how do they take it? How do they accept? And here, Kulshekhar Alwar, teaching all of us the subject of pure devotional service, he is saying that if it has to come, it will come. I don't have naste dharme, naste. I don't have any special regard for this. Now, this point is very nicely elaborated in Srimad Bhagavatam. Very beautifully it is described. Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido na labhyate yad brahmata uparyada tallabhyate yad dukkhavadanyata sukham kalena sarvatra gabhira ramhasa. Very beautiful. It says, Tasyaiva heto prayateta kovido. Those people who are kovida. Kovida means? Intelligent. Those people who are intelligent, they don't aspire for something of this material world. They aspire for something which is beyond this material world. They endeavor for that. Why they don't endeavor for anything in this material world? Sukha. They don't aspire for sukha. Because after all, everyone in this material world wants happiness. Everyone is searching for that. So why aren't they searching for happiness? And here it says, Tallabhyate dukkhavad anyata sukham kalena. So the way the dukkha is coming, they understand sukha will also come. ज़्यादा टेंशन लेने की जरूरत नहीं है. There is no need to endeavor. Therefore, these personalities who are on that platform, who understand the philosophy nicely. See, one is you hear a class, make notes, you have information. That's called information. And information is lost many times because we make notes and never open it again. The next level is understanding. So where the person understands, हाँ ऐसे होता है. But then when the person understands, he might preach that to someone with nice examples and analogies and all that. But actually when he goes through the crisis, understanding को implement कर पाएगा, नहीं कर पाएगा, that's a question mark. The next level to that is realization. So a person has realized this is what is the fact. And when actually he goes through crisis, he'll be able to implement. Therefore, it's very important that we make our advancement from information to understanding to realization. And those people who have realized, they say that we have to endeavor something which is beyond this material world, because anything in this material world will come according to one's karma. Why should I endeavor for ananda? Why should I endeavor for sukha? Anyways, it will come the way dukkha is coming without invitation. So this is the mood of a devotee. A devotee is ready to go through his karmic reactions. It's not that he goes in front of the altar and he begs and prays, no, I'm suffering so much. Oh Lord, please take away my suffering. No. Sorry. Pure devotees don't pray like this. Please take away my suffering. They have an option. Huh? See, if pure devotees tell the Lord, oh Lord, remove my suffering, Lord will be happy. Okay, I will. But pure devotees will not ask. But sometimes pure devotees ask for more suffering. Who asks for more suffering? It's a dangerous prayer. Eh? Vipadaha santutaha shashvat tatra tatra jagadguru bhavataha darshanam yatsyad apunar bhava darshanam. ये ऑल्टर के सामने बैठ के आप लोग चैंट कर दिए. So Kunti Maharani is saying that Vipadaha Santu Taha Shashvat Tatra Tatra Jagadguru. Oh Jagadguru, let more and more sufferings come in our life. Actually, the prayer does not end here. There's something more beyond that. Bhavataha Darshanam Yatsyad Apunar Bhava Darshanam. Oh Lord, whenever there is suffering, you are always there to give us darshan, and whenever your darshan is there, where is the question of taking birth again in this material world? Kunti Maharani is a very intelligent lady. Very, very intelligent lady. And she knows very well what to pray. And she is praying, let more sufferings come. Because when more sufferings come, oh Lord, every time you are there with us. And whenever you are there with us, we are able to get your darshan. So in this way, you see, devotees don't pray for removing karmic reaction. They are not interested. One point is this. Another point is, devotees are very responsible. They are not like materialists. Materialists will do sinful activity and then go and pray to the Lord. Why me? अरे तूने पाप किया है? Then भुगतना तो पड़ेगा ही फिर. नहीं, that's okay. I did it many times when I give karma session. After the class, I have heard this question. Personally आके पूछते हैं. प्रभु जी पहले किया था मैंने. अभी क्यों? One lady started fighting with me. After the class, प्रभु जी बताओ, मुझे तो याद नहीं है मैंने क्या किया था पिछले जन्म में. Why am I suffering now? Literally, she started fighting. So when it comes to materialists, they have this mode that I want to somehow escape from karmic reactions. Very irresponsible mentality. But you know, when it comes to devotees, they're very, very responsible. They say, I have done it, I'll face it. इसमें भगवान को क्यों बीच में लाना है? मैंने किया है ना, let me face it. And devotees know one point very clearly, that whenever I go through some karmic reaction, some suffering, I am getting purified. With every step of purification, I am getting closer to Krishna. Aane do. Let it come, let it come, let it come more. This is the mode of the devotees. Now, there's a question. So when a devotee is actually going through suffering, क्या वो भक्ति कर पाएगा? What do you all say? I'm talking about great souls. So these great souls who are going through very, very terrible suffering in their life, even during that time, are they able to perform devotional service? Physically, option A. Mentally, option B. Option C, both.
Not physically, then mentally तो करेंगे.
Okay, if not physically and mentally, तो करेंगे. Yes. Lord Brahma, he is glorifying such great devotees. And he is saying, please repeat. Tatte nukampam sushamekshamano bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam ritvakvapurbhir vidadhan namaste jive toyo mukti pade sadhaya bhar. So here it is said, how a devotee does devotional service even when he is going through lot of suffering. Tattenu kampam sushamekshamana. While going through that suffering, a devotee is having hope after hope that I will receive mercy. I will receive mercy one day. So during that phase, Bhunjana evatma kritam vipakam. Whatever suffering he is going through, he says, ye to mera hi karma hai. This is my karma. I have to go through anyways. I will go through. So if we ask him this question, with so much of suffering, will you practice devotional service? So the mood of the devotee is, Rit, Vak, Vapu, I will do devotional service. Rit, heart or mind. Vak, speech. Vapu, body. With heart, with mind, with speech and with body, I'll continue doing devotional service. And our acharyas say that one of the important angas of devotional service is offering obeisances, dandavat. So in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying, Manmana, bhava madbhakto, madhyaji mam namaskuru. Manmana means, always think of me. Manmana, bhava madbhakto, become my devotee. Manmana, bhava madbhakto, madhyaji, worship me. Mam namaskuru, offer obeisance to me. Lord is very clever. He has put this in sequence in such a way, say Lord is saying, Manmana, always think of me. And devotee is like, बहुत मुश्किल, always कैसे think of you. Very difficult. Okay, मद भक्तो, become my devotee, bhava मद भक्तो, ये भी difficult है. Madhyaji, worship me. If you cannot do this, at least worship me. Costly, everything is costly. Finally, Mam namaskuru, pay obeisance to me. No one can say, I cannot, except for people who have back pain. Yes. And our acharyas say that if you do the first three, and if you don't do the fourth one, that is Mam Namaskuru, actually it's not bhakti, they say. So can you imagine how important it is to offer obeisances? So this devotee is saying, Brahma is glorifying the devotee, and he is saying that this devotee is offering his obeisances with his heart, with his speech, and with his body. This is the mood. And Brahma finally gives a conclusion. He says, Jive tayo mukti pade sadaya bhag. They are the ones. They are the ones, such devotees are the ones who will inherit. What they will inherit? They will inherit something called as mukti. That is liberation. We are talking about eternal service of the Lord. Easily such devotees will attain. Therefore, we understand very clearly that great personalities, pure devotees of the Lord, they don't hesitate in rendering devotional service even when they are going through tough phase of life. But see, siddhantically you have to understand that if a person is such a great devotee, karma kaise rahega fir? Because as soon as we say pure devotional service, Shuddha Bhakti, it has got 6 symptoms. First symptom is Kleshagni. Kleshagni means your aprarabdha, prarabdha, kuta, bija, everything is burnt. So how is it that this devotee is going through suffering because of his past karma? Because past karma is not there. Okay, by the will of the Lord they are suffering. But why Lord is so cruel?
Lord wants to set example for others that even they are pure devotees and I am giving them suffering or some problem in life, they are happily accepting it.
Okay, that's a very nice answer. So Mata is saying that Lord is purposely setting an example through his pure devotees. One of our acharyas says that if the mother-in-law wants to teach the newly wedded daughter-in-law at home, So what she will do is, she will scold her own daughter. बोला था मैंने ऐसे नहीं करना है, but actually daughter has not done anything. Daughter-in-law has done whatever. And the mother-in-law is scolding the daughter. Mother is scolding the daughter, teaching the daughter-in-law. मैंने बोला था नहीं करने के लिए. समझी कि नहीं? So the mother has got so much of love for daughter, but she is scolding the daughter just to teach a newcomer who has come, to the house. Similarly, the Lord, He has so much of love for His pure devotees. But then He's scolding His pure devotees. It's a drama. And He's telling the newcomers like all of us, Dekho, aise hote hai bhakt. This is how the devotees are. Yes. So in this way, that's one of the reasons that Lord is trying to set an example for all people, all the newcomers like us, all neophyte devotees like us, that how one should do devotional service even in the great suffering or crisis. Another thing that is understood very clearly, which Srila Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, Lord Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that a devotee who fully surrenders onto Him is no longer liable to suffer his past karmic reactions. However, because in his mind a devotee may still maintain remnants of his previous sinful mentality, the Lord removes the last vestiges of enjoying spirit by giving his devotee punishment that may sometimes resemble sinful reaction. The purpose of entire creation of God. You know what is the purpose of entire creation? Prabhupada writes the same. Entire creation of God is to rectify the living entity's tendency to enjoy without the Lord. And therefore, the particular punishment given for a sinful activity is specifically designed to curtail the mentality that produced the activity. So, जो भी थोड़ा बहुत बचा है, even little tendency to enjoy. Looking at the Mahaprasad, Gulab Jamun, and the person who is very happy, wow, मजा आ जाएगा खाने के बाद. Even to remove that tendency, one of the senior devotee was telling us that even one Mahaprasad Rasgulla has the power to keep you in this material world successfully. Isn't that a dangerous statement? So even that last vestiges of enjoying mentality, to remove that, sometimes externally, seemingly, it is seen that, okay, our devotees may be going through some suffering because of past sinful reaction. But actually, it's not like that. Because as soon as someone surrenders onto the Lord, the first thing that the Lord does is, He takes full charge of the devotee. Full surrender, full charge. Partial surrender, partial charge. Therefore, we have no rights to tell the Lord that why you're doing this in my life. We cannot ask the Lord. Because partially Lord is acting, 50%. Other 50% karma is acting. So therefore, sadhaka should always understand, ye mera karma hi hai. It's not that Lord is testing. Because many times when we go through some problems, sometimes devotees do say, Lord is testing me like this. And Lord will not test us. Lord will test those who are fully surrendered. Fully surrendered, yes. And 50% whatever, He can test us, He may. Recently I was giving one nice graphic picture of how we behave. How a partially surrendered devotee behaves. Especially when a partially surrendered devotee in the Bhagavatam class, when he hears pure devotional subject matter, he gets a desire. I want to completely surrender. ये केवल भागवतम क्लास में होता है. Have you all observed that? Yes, suddenly a desire comes. और कुछ नहीं करना है जीवन में. केवल भक्ति. That's it. And then he tells the Lord, Oh Lord, I am yours. आपको जो भी निकालना है ना मेरे सिस्टम से निकाल दो. All the sinful tendency, whatever is there in my system, remove all that. I am ready. And see, Lord is a very, very amazing surgeon. Yes, He's a very amazing surgeon. And when you say that, oh Lord, you can do the whatever operation you want, Lord is like, okay, I'll start. And the biggest thing that is stuck to our entire system is ego. Ego. And I had a false before that. False ego. So false ego is stuck to our system very badly. Very, very badly. So you can imagine a simple example. Say there is a bandage that is put. Very, very strong bandage. और जब निकालते हैं, it pains, right? Now that bandage is still external, but false ego is internal also. Now the Lord begins His operation. He starts pulling the false ego. You can just imagine some bandage on your body. Yes. And He starts. And then the devotee has just heard a Bhagavatam like, Nikalo! Yes. Koi baat nahi, nikalo. I'm ready. And the Lord starts pulling. Bus, next life. Next life. Let's do the operation next life. Not now. So in this way, those people who are not completely surrendered and who don't have the desperation to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, they will postpone, saying, bus, enough. I don't want. But those devotees who have complete desperation, that in this very life, I want to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, even if they go through a lot of pain, they tell the Lord, continue. Because I know very well that in this entire journey, you are the one who is going to give me strength. And by your mercy, I'll anyways withstand. You continue. I want to attain you. The desperation, the pain in that desperation is so high that I'm not able to attain the Lord. That pain is so high, the pain of operation is very, very low. तो उसको कुछ लगता ही नहीं है. He's like, okay, chalo, no problem. Therefore, on the path of pure devotional service, laulyam is very, very important, Rupa Goswami says. If laulyam is there, greed is there, desperation is there to attain the Lord, then all the other things a devotee can just go through easily, very, very easily. Therefore, we understand very clearly that even in a pure devotee's life, externally we might see that he's going through suffering, but there's a lot of plan of the Lord behind that. Yes. By the way, what is the definition of a pure devotee? Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. There is uttama bhakti, pure devotional service. So where there is only one desire that he has, and that desire is to please Krishna. I want to serve Krishna for his pleasure. Ek hi desire, nothing else. Only one desire. That I want to serve Krishna for his pleasure. He has no other desire. But let me tell you something. This desire might be there. But if that devotee does not invest a good amount of time in practicing devotional service, then that person cannot be called as a pure devotee. You know why? Because the symptoms of pure devotional service will not be seen in him. So say some person is just investing few hours a day, but he has this desire that I just want to serve the Lord for his pleasure. That person cannot be called as pure devotee. But our acharyas say, Baldev Vidyabhushan Prabhu says, that person who has this desire, but who invests maximum time of the day, for simplicity we say more than 50% of wakeful time, such a person can be called as pure devotee. So pure devotee may or may not be a person who has realized his constitutional position in the spiritual world or something like that. Yes. But a pure devotee can be a person who has a pure desire to attain the Lord, serve him for his pleasure, and invest more than, for our simplicity, 50% of time every day in Krishna consciousness. What sort of Krishna consciousness? Direct angas of bhakti. What do you mean by direct angas of bhakti? Shravanam, Kirtanam, till Atma Nivedanam. Direct angas of bhakti. So this is the case of pure devotees. For us as sadhakas, who are still aspiring to come to the platform of pure devotional service, if we ask Srimad Bhagavatam, so when I'm doing devotional service, what should I ask the Lord? What is valid? क्या आप मांग सकते हैं हम लोग? There's something, obviously you have to ask bhakti, but bhakti थोड़ा high हो जाता है कभी कभी. Yes. Service भी high हो गया ना, same level only, bhakti and service. वो कभी कभी नहीं चाहिए होता है bro. Yes. But something little lower, which all of us can connect to, and our Bhagavatam says, please repeat. Kamasya nendriya pritir labho jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa nartho yascheha karma bihi. So here it is said that Kamasya nendriya pritir. For surely what one shouldn't do is mentioned in the first line. One shouldn't desire sense gratification. So अभी हम पूछ रहे क्या मांगना चाहिए, but भागवतम बता रहे क्या नहीं मांगना चाहिए. First thing is don't desire sense gratification. इंद्र तृप्ति के विषय के बारे में मत सोचिए. लाभो जीवेत यावता. But you can ask for a good health. You can surely pray to the Lord, oh Lord, please give me good health. So this is something which all of us can ask for. And now if we ask, why you want good health? I first line में भागवतम ने clear कर दिया. Not for sense gratification. But in this world, people want good health for what? Sense gratification. Yes. I heard that in other abominable countries, there's fetus that is sold. And they believe that if we eat fetus, then health will be good, our skin will glow, and one's sex appetite will increase. Yes. And people feel very nice. And I was seeing that one article, in that fetus were hanging. Already the face and the legs, hands and all of the baby is formed. And that is hanging. Can you imagine people can go to what extent to maintain the health to do sense gratification? Therefore, Bhagavatam makes it very clear in the first line itself, not for sense gratification. Okay, so you want to maintain health for what? To perform devotional service. So there is nothing wrong in asking the Lord that, oh Lord, please give me good health. And the devotee's desire is that I want to continue practicing bhakti uninterruptedly. Whenever body goes for a toss, now suddenly there is interruption in my devotional service. Therefore, I want to have a very good health. Many times we say, I want to go back home, back to Godhead. Why? One boy was telling, Prabhuji, मैं सुना वहाँ बहुत मिलता है खाने के लिए. Unlimited. And some other devotee was telling that, this world is abominable. I don't want to live here. No, I don't want to live here. I want to go there. So this is not the mood. This is not the mood of a devotee who is aspiring to go back home, back to God. You know why a devotee wants to go back home, back to God? Because in the spiritual world, everything is infinite. Everything is infinite, including the mood, the desire, and the capability of the devotee to serve the Lord. So he is like, there I can continue practicing bhakti. There I can render pure devotional service uninterruptedly. I want to go there. I want to go there just for one thing, to serve the Lord. Can you imagine such a wonderful desire this is? Out of frustration, we don't want to go back home. But out of desperation, we want to go back home to serve the Lord. So this mood, is very, very important to understand. Because as soon as we desire to go back home, back to Godhead, because we are frustrated in this world, it is not categorized in bhakti category. It is categorized in mukti category. Yes. And pure devotional service means one should give up mukti vancha, bhukti vancha. Therefore, this understanding technically is very, very important. And at the same time, all of us as sadhakas, we'll all have our superiors. So one service that we can do to them is every day pray for their health. और क्या service कर सकते हैं लोग बोलिए? Because they want to uninterruptedly practice bhakti. They want to preach all around. And what is the obstacle in their life is also health. Therefore, all the devotees can always pray, for the spiritual master's health, all the Prabhupada's disciples, all the senior devotees, their health, all the preachers' health, yes, and our immediate, Shiksha gurus, mentors, their health. That's a very wonderful service. I know some Grihastha devotees, they have such wonderful altar, and just on the altar they have pasted a list of names so that they don't forget praying for those people. They had their spiritual master's name and I was very happy to see my name there. Oh, bheje the photo. Then I said, oh, therefore my health is good. I want to do some service. See, such sincere devotees are present. Because such prayers are, okay, we can pray for ourselves, for our health. And what to talk about praying, for our superiors, their health. Now, this is a prayer, maybe a little lower, talking about health. But going little higher, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us a very intense prayer. Sometimes, some devotees are a little fearful to chant this prayer. Yes. You all know that prayer. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamayi, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhakti rahitu ki tvai. So in all our centers where brahmacharis stay, so we chant this every day. And it's mandatory to chant this prayer, all the 8 verses in all our bases where unmarried boys stay. So I was also in base good number of years back. So we had one devotee, one boy, except for this prayer, everything else he'll chant. तो मैं एक दिन पूछा उसको, why you don't chant this? उसे प्रभु जी मुझे चाहिए वो. I want it. In this prayer, Lord Chaitanya, look, see, after all, he is Lord, a genius. He has put all the aspects of pure devotional service in this. Bhukti vancha, rejected. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundari. So, na dhanam, wealth. Na sundarim, opposite gender. Removed. This is gross platform. Na janam, followers, subtle platform. That is also removed. So, gross platform pe enjoyment is rejected. Subtle platform pe enjoyment, even that is rejected. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Kavitam va jagadisha kamaye. And all that I can get to enjoy in other world, that is also rejected. Now someone might ask, okay, you don't want material enjoyment, but you might be interested in mukti, getting out of this material world. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu counters that also saying, Mama janmani janmani. I want to take birth again and again. And finally he puts forward the pure devotional subject matter and he says, Mama janmani janmani ishware bhavatad bhaktir ahituki tvai. Ahituki bhakti. This is what he's putting forward. He's saying, I want ahituki bhakti. I don't want anything. I want ahituki bhakti. That bhakti which has no cause. That bhakti which cannot be interrupted. And therefore Srimad Bhagavatam says, ahituki apratihata bhakti can satisfy a living entity. Therefore, when it comes to us as sadhakas, we have to analyze all this. Kya mangte hai pure devotees? What do these pure devotees ask for? Initially, we will have the same mood like that boy had. Nahi, mujhe chahiye. And with time, we'll start realizing, Arey, nahi. I have to change my desire. I have to change my desire. There's so many pure devotees that are praying for something beyond this material world. Why am I praying for all these insignificant things? Can you imagine on the battlefield where Indra is fighting with a demon and the demon is about to be killed and that demon offers a pure devotional prayer and Indra is confused, am I doing Vaishnava Prad? He's hearing pure devotional prayer, he's thinking. And that demon is none other than Vritrasura और हम में सिर्फ एक ही difference है. You know what? I should say मेरे में. Vritrasura was externally a demon, internally a devotee. You can give the purport to yourself now. So Vritrasura offers a prayer. Very beautiful. If possible, all of you can memorize also. Nanaka prashtham na cha parameshthyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir apunarbhavam va samanjasatva virahaya kangshe. Vritrasura technically removing one after another all the benedictions that one can receive for mukti and bhukti. He says, Na naka. Oh Lord, I don't want. Bhai, kya nahi chahiye? What is that you don't want? And he's saying, Na naka. I don't want heavenly planet. I don't want Dhruvaloka. Na naka. Na naka prashtam. So Lord might ask, oh, you want to go to Brahmaloka looks like. And immediately says, Na parameshthyam. I don't want that also. I don't want Brahmaloka also. Oh, looks like I'm talking about very high level things. Oh, you want to become a king of this world? This world? Na sarvabhauma. I don't want to become sarvabhauma of this place. No, I don't want to. Oh, below? The 7 lower planetary system, you want to become the king there? I don't want adhipatya of rasatala planets. No. Na rasadhipatyam, I don't want. So what do you want? You want to fly in air, sitting at one place? You want mystic siddhis? You want to become smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest? And he says, Na yoga siddhir. And Lord finally, oh, now I understood. You want mukti. And he says, Apunar bhavamba, that also I don't want. Then what do you want? And he's saying, I don't want anything that takes me away from your lotus feet. This is a prayer of Vritrasur. I just want to serve your lotus feet, O Lord. I don't want anything. See, Srimad Bhagavatam is very, very consistent in such pure devotional prayers. 10th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna danced on the hoods of Kaliya, at that time Nagapatnis came. And Nagapatnis, they started offering prayers. And I was very astonished to read the prayers of Nagapatnis. First thing that they say is, Achha kiya aapne. Meri pati ki pitai ki, Achha kiya. Very nice. And then they offer a very beautiful prayer which talks about the mood of a pure devotee. Please repeat. Nanaka prashtham nacha sarvabhaumam na parameshthyam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir apunarbhavam va vanchanti yatpad raja prapanna. अभी क्या डिफरेंस है दोनों श्लोक में? बस वो लास्ट का लाइन और स्टार्टिंग की लाइन ऊपर नीचे कर दी. यस, इट्स लाइक व्हेन यू कॉपी द असाइनमेंट्स. But here they're not copying, it's natural. Any person who's offering a prayer on the platform of pure devotional service, naturally they reject all this. And here the Nagapatnis, they are saying, Vanchanti yatpada raja prapannaha. Oh Lord, they are not interested in anything apart from the service to your lotus feet. And that's what Kulashekar Alvar is also praying in the prayer that we chanted today. Look at the prayer. Nasta dharme navasu nichaye naiva kamopabhoge yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanurupam. So first two lines clear. He is saying that I don't have any special regard for dharma, artha, kama. I don't have any special regard. Why? He says, if Lord is asking why, जब आना होगा तो आएगा. Based on my past karma, it will come. Why to ask explicitly? And then he says, एतत् प्रार्थ्यं मम बहुमतं जन्म जन्मान्तरेऽपि त्वत्पादं भोरुह युगगता निश्चला भक्तिरस्तु. O Lord, एक ही प्रार्थना है आपसे. There's only one प्रार्थना that I have. What is that? Janma janmantarepi. So see, in the first two lines he rejected dharma, artha, kama. Now in this line he is rejecting moksha. Is clear? Janma janmantarepi. I'm ready to take birth after birth. But only one thing I want is Tvat padam bho ruha yuga gata nischala bhakti rastu. I want nischala bhakti, achal bhakti, unflinching bhakti at your lotus feet, O Lord. And specifically he is saying padam bho ruha yuga. He is saying, I want to render devotional service at your lotus foot, nahi, feet. And specifically two he is mentioning. Onto your two lotus feet. Sometimes devotees are very specific what they want. What if Lord gives only 1 foot? Nahi, dono chahiye hame. We want only both. I want to serve both the feet. So in this way, you see, Kulashekar Alvar is making it very clear that what he is expecting. Now, after discussing all this, one thing is very clear. Since these people have desperation to attain the lotus feet of the Lord, they have developed attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord, therefore they are able to offer all these prayers. And Srimad Bhagavatam, it has a very, very wonderful verse. You can also call it the killer verse. Yes. Because this verse kills the person who does not have this aspiration which this verse is talking about. Let's chant this verse and see what this verse says. Dharma swanishtita pumsa Vishwaksena kathasuya notpadayat yadiratim shramaiva hi kevalam. Sometimes you celebrate various events, no? I got this, I got that, promotion, hike, layoff, marriage, and this and the new house. We might celebrate for all this and say success. But this shloka says, Dharma swanishtita pumsa. You might be doing various activities and you might be achieving success in that. Vikshwasena kathasuyat na utpadaya dadiratim. If by doing that activity, if you have not attained a taste for hearing the glories of the Lord, if you have not developed attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord, shramaiva hi kevalam, it's a waste of time. So you go to some materialist and say, what you're doing is waste of time. Won't he kill himself? I think first he'll kill us and then he'll kill himself. But Srimad Bhagavatam is very clear that if you are not developing attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord by doing some activity, that is waste of time. Very heavy, very heavy. Even in our day-to-day life, even while doing sadhana bhakti, this question we should ask, by doing this particular sadhana bhakti, by doing this particular service, am I developing attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord or not? Is that desperation to attain the lotus feet of the Lord increasing or no? This is a very, very important litmus test while doing any service. If that's not happening, it means we have not done that service properly. We have not offered proper prayers to the Lord. Oh, that's what it means. Therefore, whatever activities we are doing, if we have to desire only one thing. So I'm inspiring devotees to do business with the Lord. I personally do that. Any service that I do, I go and stand in front of the Lord and I tell, if you're pleased with any of my insignificant service, please bless me with intense attachment to your lotus feet. Yes. Any service that we do. And this gives a lot of solace also, Sometimes some services are very, very tedious. Especially when we do some conflict resolution. You have to hear from this side also, that side also, and you have so many other services pending. And these two are not stopping, to speak whatever they want to speak. And at that time, there's a solace saying, I'll do this service. I'll do this service, then I'll go in front of the altar. Then I'll offer prayer. So any service that we offer, or anything that we reject, say we are very much interested to do some activity of sense gratification. But then you reject that saying, I don't want to do. Immediately we can turn to the Lord and say, for you I have rejected this. For you I have rejected this. I tell this to our boys, unmarried boys. I tell them, whenever you feel attraction to the opposite gender, and when you turn your face, at that time you can turn your face to the Lord and say, for you I have turned my face from her. Please bless me. Please bless me with intense attachment to your lotus feet. So if this intense attachment, if we can develop to the lotus feet of the Lord, our life will be successful. Therefore, this one desire should be there. Always one prayer. I want to develop intense attachment to your lotus feet, O Lord. And you know what? Only Lord or his pure devotee can award that attachment to us. Hum develop nahi kar sakte. We cannot develop. Even if we chant n number of rounds, even if we do n number of service, we cannot say that by doing this, I'll develop attachment to the Lord. By doing this, I'll attract mercy of some devotee or Lord, and if they are pleased, and if they so desire, then they can bless me with attachment to the service of the Lord. Yes. Therefore, I always tell this whenever I'm with nice, sincere Grihastha devotees, that it's very important to increase our desire to become full-time devotees of the Lord. Yes. Because more time we spend with the Lord by doing service onto his lotus feet, more attachment will develop. Because naturally, the angas of bhakti are powerful. And when we execute angas of bhakti, Lord is very pleased. And when he is pleased, naturally, he'll award us. He'll award us attachment to his lotus feet. Therefore, the desire should be developed with time that I want to render full-time devotional service onto your lotus feet. And Prabhupada has mentioned in first canto Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, second canto, that before leaving the body, at least 15 to 20 years one should render full-time devotional service. Prabhupada written this. Purport mein likhe. It's very, very important. And we should develop strong attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord before leaving this body, before quitting this body. It's very easy to say, I'll go back, come back to God in one life. But you know what? Without developing strong attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord, at the time of death, we might say, Mummy, Papa. We might not say Krishna. Yes. Therefore, that strong attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord should be developed. And let me tell you, it's not some one-time activity. It's a lifetime project. Moment-to-moment activity. Therefore, when we read all these wonderful prayers of pure devotees, we realize, Arey, kitna attachment hai in log ko. How much attachment these people have for the lotus feet of the Lord. May I also develop someday such an attachment to the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is a wonderful prayer that is chanted by Kulashekar Alvar. So let's chant for the last time and end today's session. Nasta dharme navasu nichaye naiva kamopabhoge. Nasta dharme navasu nichaye naiva kamopabhoge. Yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanurupam. Yad bhavyam tad bhavatu bhagavan purva karmanurupam. Etat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi. Etat prarthyam mama bahumatam janma janmantarepi. Tvatpadam boruha yugagata nishala bhaktirastu. Tvatpadam boruha yugagata nishala bhaktirastu. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.